Nothing appeals to me. No one feels like me. I'm too busy being calm to disappear. I'm in no shape to be alone. Contrary to the shit that you might hear. So walk with me. Walk with me. Don't let this symbolism kill your heart. Walk with me. Walk with me. Just like we should have done right from the start. Walk with me. Walk with me. Don't let this fucking world tear you apart.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the #1 contender to the RWA Triple Crown Championship, Mike Graca. As we said, this is his third consecutive main event here at Legacy. He's undefeated in all Legacy competition. However, the difference tonight, he is the challenger. He's used to coming in, as you see him scare the living hell out of Rob Massey. He's used to coming into these matches as champion. Not that he uses it as an advantage, but it's a different mindset. He has to get the belt away from Christopher Dozer. And you see, I mean, he asked for the cage. He's a mental patient. Literally, he went from a padded cell to a steel cell. I don't know what else to say about this guy. He's bat bleep crazy, and he's about one step away from being the champion. He's literally walking to the ring in a straitjacket. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you can see how crazy the man is, and he's about to challenge for the championship. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan James Fear, the Terror Tom Billington, leading the way for the RWA Triple Crown Champion, the Unbalanced Messiah, Christopher Dozer. And as you can see, folks, that is not the RWA Triple Crown Championship. He literally buried the title in an unmarked grave, created his own vessel of his vision, of his reality. As I've said, I don't agree with everything that Christopher Dozer does. I don't agree with a lot of things Christopher Dozer says. But at the same time, I am a fan of Christopher Dozer in the ring. He can wrestle, he can brawl. But I mean, he's also coming into this match weakened. As you saw on RWA's website, he injured his shoulder in a tag team match with Mike Graca with a Tiger Suplex. He has not competed in well over a month since the injury happened. No one knows the full extent of that. At the same time, you're basically putting possibly a wounded animal into a cage with no remorse. With a crazy person. I mean, there's no way to go with this, but I mean, Christopher Dozer's ascent literally started 2 years ago. Everything started at Legacy 2 years ago when he suffered a concussion and his eyes were open to the reality, his reality. It's coming to fruition now. And you have to wonder how much that's Jonathan James Spear, how much that's Christopher Dozer, how much is both of them. And you see right now, Christopher Dozer doesn't want to get in the cage. I can't really say I blame him because Mike Graca is insane. But we go down to Ron Massey with the championship introductions. Those are not getting in the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening! Hopefully the legacy is around here tonight thanks to the Warwick Chamber of Commerce and the Pay Arena. This bout has been officially sanctioned by the RWA Board of Governors and its chairman, T. Phoenix. Your ringside officials for the evening, outside of the cage, Edward Souza and Lady Souza. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, RWA senior official, Tony Angelo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment RWA fans around the world have been waiting for. We are live from Warwick, Rhode and the Pay Arena. It's showtime! This is the special steel cage match for the RWA Triple Crown Championship. Here are the rules. The only way to win this contest is by pinfall, submission, or escape the cage. Introducing first, the challenger in the ring. He stands at 6 feet tall and weighs in at 210 pounds. He is a three-time RWA television champion, a two-time RWA Triple Crown champion, presenting the challenger, the Mind Eraser, Mike His opponent, currently standing outside the ring, accompanied by the Coalition of Hate, the Terror Tom Billington, and his advocate, Jonathan James Spear, from Chicago, Illinois. Standing at 5'11" inches tall and weighing in tonight at 235 pounds, he is a former RWA Division champion and the current reigning, defending RWA Triple Crown champion, the Unbalanced Messiah, Christopher Dozer!
Come on, Dozer, you gotta get in this ring. Back up, let him in the ring. Let him in the ring. Come on! Wait for my bell and then we can start. Let's go! Come on, Dozer, you gotta get in the ring. Let's go! Don't ring the bell until I get his ass in here.
Joe Corey is the richest prize in the RWA, and Mike Graca. This match has not officially started. Dozer has not entered the ring, and that is when this match will start. Mike Graca was screaming in the ring, not only for me to finish the introductions, but for Dozer to enter the ring.
I mean, you can probably hear on your way in, but he yelled at referee Tony Angelo, do not ring the bell until we're both in the cage, and then went instantly after Christopher Dozer.
Mike Graca has Dozer on the outside. Dozer has hijacked the RWA Triple Crown Championship. He did that at elite status when he beat Chris Pyro for that championship, and has said that his era has begun and he will destroy the RWA. Mike Graca is the heart and soul of this company.
I mean, it was literally 2 years ago when you can say that Dozer's eyes were opened when he suffered a concussion at Legacy, and that's when his reality started, and it's come to fruition with his new vessel, as he calls it, his RWA Triple Crown Championship.
And that championship says the Unbalanced Messiah on it. No RWA symbolage on that championship. It is Christopher Dozer's belt. As into the stairs goes Chris Dozer, shoulder first. Remember, Dozer separated his shoulder. He has, I believe, a stage 5 separated shoulder. He might require surgery. He said in an interview that was published that he will be here at Legacy. He has shown up. And how much will Tom Billington and Jonathan James Spear on the outside help Chris Dozer tonight?
I mean, right now, I'm surprised they're not playing more of a role. Once they get into the cage, they're pretty much negated at that point.
Remember, this is by pinfall submission or escape the cage. This match has not officially started until Christopher Dozer enters the cage, as Dozer is trying to get those stairs up.
He can't lift them.
Mike Graca with the bicycle kick to the point of the head of Christopher Dozer. Billington nails Graca right in the back. As Billington, as we said, mission 1 was to destroy T. Phoenix. He scalped the man, Joe Corey.
I mean, it's literally taking 2 men to pick the stairs up that Dozer couldn't lift on his own.
Dozer head first goes Mike Graca into those stairs.
And they're not even in the cage yet. This is essentially a 3-on-1 handicap match before the match even starts.
This match was sanctioned by the RWA Board of Governors, as we said. It was a match that was begrudgingly sanctioned, but Jonathan James Spear has Mike Graca's, that's his straitjacket.
That's a straitjacket. He wore that he took off before he got in the cage, that he's now they're putting it back on him. I mean, you're essentially going to talk about Mike Graca's going to be a no-arm man in an ass-kicking contest.
And what Dozer has duct tape. That's duct tape. And Fear, they're gonna duct tape that.
Duct tape him into the straitjacket. What is Dozer throwing in the ring?
Dozer has a satchel of some sort that just got thrown into the ring.
I can't tell something came out of that bag. I can't tell what it is. And the cage isn't enough. We need a table.
Chris Dozer. It is his playground, this steel cage. This is a match that Mike Graca requested.
It was not his playground. Mike Graca asked for this because it was his playground. Remember that.
Jonathan James Spear is taping that straitjacket to Mike Graca. He's binding his arms behind his back.
They're literally taping around his entire body. I don't think any of us saw it starting this way.
And now Dozer grabs a chair on top. There's a chair, there's a table, and something in that satchel. And Tony Petrangelo, who is the senior official in this match, that's why he is inside the ring tonight.
This isn't even a match yet, Rob. The bell is not rung.
And they have gotten, the Coalition of Hate has Mike Graca up in his straitjacket.
You can see that shoulder heavily taped.
Now the cage is closed. Jonathan James Spear is locking the cage.
Now we have an official match. Would you even say that when one man can't even do anything?
Dozer inside that cage with Mike Graca and that poor cameraman who is up there against the cage.
He signed a waiver.
Waivers have been signed. As Graca, oh my God, the chair to the back of Mike Graca.
Can't even brace for it, Rob.
Dozer stomping away on Mike Graca. Dozer does have that bad shoulder, heavily taped as you can see. Mike Graca has had multiple concussions that he has sustained, including here at RWA Legacy in main events. You wonder how many more head injuries Mike Graca could take.
You've seen the way Mike Graca is. We just watched Mike Graca at a mental institution. We're questioning how many more concussions he can take.
Head first into that cage goes Mike Graca. It's almost to make an NFL comparison, the Steve Young comparison. How many more concussions? Steve Young was forced basically to retire.
I mean, you can make the statement that Mike Graca can withstand a -2 concussions at this point.
Dozer stomping away at the bridge of the neck of Mike Graca, who is trying to fight his way up. Tony wouldn't, I don't think Tony would dare, even though he wants to get that straitjacket. You can see the look in Tony's face.
He can't, it's a cage match. He can't do it.
Graca into the cage head first, and back to the canvas goes Mike Graca, and you wonder, this is a match. The referees still have discretion to stop this match.
No, you said pinfall, submission, and escaping the cage. No referee stoppage.
I would think that Tony would try to do what he can to protect Mike.
I think Tony would want to, but I don't know if he can.
Big forearm there by Dozer to Mike Graca.
We said in the previous match that you have to give a little to get this cage. Mike wanted the cage, and he had to give this thing up.
Dozer belly to belly suplex, sending Graca pot over tea kettle. Still in that straitjacket. This sold-out crowd here at the RWA Legacy at the Thayer Arena cover 1, 2, and a kick out just did 2. Sticking around for our main event here tonight for the richest prize in the RWA, but you wouldn't be able to tell that it's the RWA Triple Crown Championship. It is Christopher Dozer's title, a crown, as he said, fit for a king.
I mean, it took to a point. I mean, he's held the title since
Graca broke
free.
his hands are free. He's trying to get that straitjacket off, and Dozer is laying in shots. Graca's trying to fight himself out of that.
He's still a little restricted because they kicked around his body. He can't move his arms, but his hands are free.
Play a great game of chess. Graca, you wonder, speaking of that chess game, Graca is very good at playing possum, trying to deke people in. Maybe he has Dozer beaten 3 moves.
Dozer tried to grab it, he ripped the tape.
Graca's free. Graca is free of that straitjacket, and now Mike Graca starting to light up Christopher Dozer.
Literally slapping Dozer.
Graca undefeated here at RWA Legacy. First time, as Joe Corey, I think you pointed out, is that big spinning wheel kick, stomping onto Christopher Dozer. First time he's ever come in as a challenger at Legacy, as that one is a kick out by Chris Dozer at 2.
You have to wonder if that changes any of the mentality. Going in as a champion, you have that confidence. In this kind of situation, you have to beat Chris Dozer, and then you got to deal with Tom Billington.
Billington is trying to climb. He's scaling the cage, and Billington going after Mike Graca, distracting Graca enough so Dozer has him by the foot. Graca tries to fight off Dozer. He's trying to fight off Tom Billington as well, and waiting for Graca at the bottom of that cage is Jonathan James Spear as well. Graca, back elbow, almost like a trust fall. Graca said to me when we were in the ring, he said, I'm not escaping. The fact that he just tried to go for escape, I wonder if that was just sheer instinct. Cover here, 1, 2, and a kick out.
Or you have to wonder if after having his body, his straitjacket, he's realizing maybe I shouldn't mess around and just try to win.
Dozer trying to fight to his feet. Graca has a second win, free of that straitjacket, laying in those forearms. Catching Dozer, and now dropping him with a clothesline. Now takes down Chris Dozer. That shot prior to that jacked up the shoulder of Chris Dozer, the injured shoulder. And it is his right shoulder, which means that ugly truth, that right hand, how much power is behind it.
We have a crazy man with a steel chair.
Graca measuring Chris Dozer, who is 7. Oh my God!
Dozer was able to protect himself at all.
Graca has that chair in the face of Chris Dozer. And the drop kick! Through the chair, into Dozer's face. Dozer was went through the cage. Chris Dozer dragged to the center of the ring. Cover here, 1, 2, and a kick out just at 2. You know what's funny is seeing that cage pop out. You and I thought about our announcing perch being NWA style up against that cage.
I'm glad we're up here, Rob.
For many reasons. Forget about the way the rest of the show has gone.
Plus, I don't want to be down there with Tom Billington and JJ Field walking around the ring.
Yeah, no, they're frightening men. Jonathan James Spear, who seems like he's in an even more salty mood today than he has been in recent months.
It's the heat. He wears that jacket. He has to be hot as hell.
Dozer, big right hand to Mike Graca, and Graca just crumbles. That could be all. But Dozer grabbing onto that shoulder. Cover, 1, 2, and Graca kicked out.
See, here's where Dozer should be going towards the door. He still has Graca stunned. You know, as I said as he was coming out, Rob, you're like, I don't agree with a lot of the things Christopher Dozer says or does, but in the ring, I am a fan of his style. He's still a great wrestler. He's smart with what he does.
Christopher Dozer going into that satchel he brought into the ring. And what does he have? I can't exactly see what Dozer has. He's tossing it. It's a contain. Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God in heaven. He's got thumbtacks.
That is brilliant. He has blocked the door.
I don't think that's what he intended on doing. In blocking the door, we have seen thumbtacks in a Christopher Dozer match before, as Mike Graca is reeling in pain on the opposite end of the ring. And we were much closer to the ring that night with Dozer and Chris Pyro landing in both of those thumbtacks. Dozer is going to, it looks like a back suplex. He's going to try to send Graca back first.
Graca's fighting out.
Shot to the midsection. Graca still trying to fight out. Dozer has Graca up. Sends Graca out of a T-cuddle. Graca lands just shy of those thumbtacks, but landed on his head.
Exactly. I mean, you look, he had that one shot to the cage. He's taking a chair shot. Now this. How much can he deal with the head?
A low blow there from Graca to Chris Dozer.
It's as legal as a headlock in this match.
Graca.
No, not again.
Going for almost I believe it's a tiger suplex. Another right hand staggers Graca. Graca onto the top rope. Jonathan James Spear yelled, hit him again. Another right hand. More torque on that shoulder. Chris Dozer. Cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.
Graca didn't even fall. His body literally gave out on him.
Jonathan James Spear irate on the outside of the ring. Dozer, he's got the wounded. He's wounded. He's severely wounded, as the reports came out earlier in the summer.
He's ripped that tape off his shoulder too.
So all sort of bracing. You know this better because you follow MMA much more than I do. That tape really is not just like athletic tape.
That's called kinesiology tape, Rob. It actually helps therapeutically. You see a lot of fighters use it in fights, wrapping their ankles, sometimes with their shoulders or elbows. It is allowed under commission rules.
A back chop to Chris Dozer.
It might be the only thing that's keeping Christopher Dozer from not being in agony, and that's gone now.
Mike Graca, we've seen him do the second rope double stomp before. Dozer hung up on the top rope.
I don't like the look I just saw in his eyes.
Dozer's laying out for it.
Oh!
Graca double stomp. Dozer attacks.
Oh!
Good God Almighty!
You see JJ Vera closing the door so that Graca can't get out.
Dozer's rolling in the tacks. Cover. 1, 2, and a kick out just at 2.
Wow. I can't believe that. I've seen guys get slammed. He literally stomped him into the tacks.
Graca rolling Chris Dozer, and now another one in his back. Oh my God!
What is wrong with him?
Tony P's, I think he's just begging for it to be switched out with Manny Souza at this point. No disqualifications in this match. And what the hell is Graca doing?
What is he?
Graca throws Tony into the cage. Why? Why? Mike, what the hell's wrong with you?
And now Lance in the ring, he's locked in the cage.
And Graca says, oops. So Lance, who is most inexperienced referee, it's locked in that cage of hell with Chris Dozer and clearly a Mike Graca who is playing with about 51 cards short of a full deck.
Dude, I don't even think he's got 51. I think he's missed everything but the Joker at this point.
Tony's reeling on the outside. Dozer driver! Dozer driver! Into the tacks! Oh my God in heaven!
What kind of a man does that?
Dozer, cover. 1, 2, and a kick out just at 2. Graca's still alive. Graca again fighting for the life of the RWA and its Triple Crown Championship.
Just to reiterate, folks, Tony P taken out. We now have Lance in the ring, who is the most inexperienced.
And Lance just got laid out by Dozer with a right hand. That leaves Manny Souza. Oh! And a flying right hand. Nails Mike Graca.
That means Souza getting into the ring. So now we have nobody doing the door.
Dozer has gotten what he wanted. There's one referee left. Nobody is manning the door. Nobody is stopping the coalition of hate. And Dozer has draped an arm.
Dozer's got a pin here.
Souza with a count, 2. And Graca kicks out at 2.
Dozer might have just got cheated there. JJ Fear is going nuts outside the ring right now.
It is more probable than not that Christopher Dozer would have had a victory if Manny Souza was not checking on Lance, as Lance is being dumped outside the ring.
We now have one referee left.
Billington throws Lance outside the ring, and now it is, in essence, 3-on-1 against Mike Graca with only one official remaining. Oh my God, a scoop slam onto those tacks.
And now you see Billington at the cage. Tom Billington is manning the door.
Dozer does not want to escape this cage. He wants to inflict pain.
You literally just saw Mike Graca's hand twitching. He's in so much pain from the tacks.
The next senior official, if we lose Manny Souza,
We don't have one left.
the next senior official is T. Phoenix. It would be the boss who would have to come down and referee this match. And at that point, who knows what the hell would happen.
I mean, that's the last thing Christopher Dozer wants.
Mike Graca, you can see the tacks, and folks, we're about I'd say a good 100, maybe 200 feet away from the ring. You can see him glistening out of the back of Mike Graca. Dozer is taunting Graca to get up. And there's still that table in the ring, and Dozer, not a spike pile driver. This has been banned in professional wrestling around the country. As Dozer is dropped.
That might have been the best thing that could happen to Dozer was that Mike Graca's legs gave out. He was going to go directly into the tacks.
Graca had barely anything left. And Graca, a team-up suplex into the tacks, shoulders first. Come on.
Oh, God.
1, 2, and Dozer kicks out. Dozer had to roll through the tacks and kick out.
Oh, my God.
Graca is absolutely beside himself right now. He has not much left in the tank. Granted, he doesn't have much left in his mental faculties left either. Side note, electroshock therapy? I didn't know he got that.
Does he look normal to you?
No, he doesn't. And now Graca trying to escape, but there's Billington scaling to try to keep him in the cage. Up goes Tom Billington. It's like Super Mario Brothers. Billington's just going to punch the cage and Graca's going to fall.
Now you see Dozer making his way over too.
Dozer pulling Graca, hanging him up on that top rope. Once again, we started this match with 3 officials, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Petrangelo, Lance D'Souza, and Manny Souza. Manny Souza's the only referee left. And Manny was outside the ring. His job was to watch if anybody gets goes over the top and falls to the floor. Dozer picks up Mike Graca, backbreaker to Mike Graca, center of the ring. And now Dozer, like a cat with a mouse, just toying before going for the kill.
The other thing I think to Rob, he did the backbreaker to his lower back. That's where those thumbtacks were. That's just digging them in more.
Dozer is now setting up the last toy that he brought into this ring, which is that table.
Because we haven't had enough. Now we need a table.
Dozer setting that table. Again, there's no help coming from Mike Graca. There's no more officials. There are no rules to this match. As Dozer sets up another instrument of his reality.
You just saw Manny Souza try to stop Dozer. I mean, what can he do?
I don't think there's anything left as the boos rain down here at the Thayer Arena on Christopher Dozer. Dozer with that shoulder can barely turn the table over. He does get it up. How much more can Mike Graca take? How much more does Dozer want to dole out before just finishing him off?
I mean, I'm still shocked both. One, that Dozer can stand. Like, Graca's still in the ring. I mean, This match is taking a huge toll on both men. I'm at a loss for words here.
As the Thayer Arena almost falls not eerily silent as we saw at Dynasty over a year ago, but very silent. They are concerned for the well-being of Mike Graca. Before it's for the title, now it's to see if Mike Graca can escape with his life. Dozer trying to go for that suplex. Graca is blocking it. Dozer again trying for that suplex. Graca blocks again. Dozer breaks the hold as Graca lays in a forearm by Dozer to Graca. The impact, though, much less since that tape has come off the shoulder of Chris Dozer. Dozer with a left-handed chop. He is not a southpaw.
Well, with the shoulder injury, he almost has to embrace his left hand.
Dozer with the left hand again. Graca and Dozer exchanging slaps now. Center of the ring.
I don't think they have too much left to throw anything else.
Both men gassed here. This is our main event for the Triple Crown Championship. Dozer lays in a forearm, another forearm. He charges off the rope. Graca follows with a forearm. Fear and Billington on the outside. Dozer follows Graca with a forearm as well. Off the ropes goes Dozer. Graca. Who is, again, dealing with a lot of mental problems. Nails a clothesline and drops Chris Dozer.
I can't believe Graca had the presence of mind to know that Dozer was going to follow him in to be able to counter.
Billington going after some fans on the outside as the Coalition of Hate look on at the destruction here at the Thayer Arena. Joe, you and I said off the air that we were both looking forward to and not looking forward to this match because of what these two could possibly do to each other, and we are seeing it here.
I mean, this match is way more than anything I envisioned. I mean, the fact that they're both getting to their feet right now after everything we've seen.
Manny Souza was issuing a standing 10 count. Graca now trying to escape the cage again. Here comes Tom Billington as Graca is up on top of the cage. If he can get himself over, Dozer is pulling Graca down onto that top bar. Well, you can tell, or you can leave it to your own imagination, folks, what Graca is balancing on right now on that center bar. It is not the most, it is not the strongest part of his body at this point. Dozer has Graca on the top turnbuckle. Graca trying to fight Dozer off. Graca has staggered Chris Dozer, who is hanging on top of the cage. Graca on the top of the cage has Dozer by the head. Graca has his eyes raked by Chris Dozer.
Oh!
Was that a shot to the had there been a low blow?
No.
Dozer, is he going to try a Dozer driver from the top of the cage? Dozer. Oh! Driver! Plants Mike Graca. It dropped him 15 feet to the center of the ring. Souza checking on both Graca and Dozer. It was hard to tell from here because of the way Dozer cradled Graca if it was a driver or if it was a suplex.
I think it was a superplex. It didn't look like he got that cradle that he would have on a Dozer driver. He just basically fell back with it into a suplex, but I think that was his original intent.
Dozer crawling over to Mike Graca. He drapes an arm. This could be it. Cover. 1, 2, and Graca kicks out again.
How is Graca getting up?
Jonathan James Fear and Tom Billington beside themselves on the outside of the ring trying to cheer on their leader, I guess you could call it, in Dozer and the Coalition of Hate.
I think you can see right now that they're trying to tell him to go to the door, but
Dozer has that chair and that table still.
I think Dozer wants to finish Graca off. He doesn't want to escape the cage.
Jonathan James Fear is pointing at the door. Billington has the door open. Fear is telling Dozer not to try to escape the cage. Wait, Dozer's turning around. Dozer's not trying to escape. What the hell is Dozer doing on the top turnbuckle?
What?
Dozer's on top of the cage.
What?
Oh my God. Graca has Dozer on top of the cage. Dozer is gassed on top of the cage. Graca's trying to fight Dozer off.
Whatever energy Dozer had left, he used it all to get to the top of the cage. He had nothing left.
A headbutt to the top of the head of Christopher Dozer. Graca was fought off with a forearm. Graca nearly fell through that table. Another forearm. Graca is holding on for dear life. Dozer, who is not a high flyer, on top of this steel cage. Graca blocks a shot. Another headbutt to Chris Dozer.
They can do any damage to Graca.
We talk about the high rent district. This is much more than high rent. This is life-threatening distance for both of these men. And Jonathan James Fear is screaming at Billington to get Christopher Dozer down. What the hell is Graca doing?
No! No!
Oh! Oh my God!
Oh my God, I thought he was going for the CMS.
Graca just pulled Chris Dozer and slipped. Wait, what the hell is that?
What the hell is that? Bro, I know that music. What
It's
the
Devin
hell?
Blaze!
What's he doing here? He doesn't even work here anymore.
Graca is nearly escaping this cage.
Graca's going to the door.
What the hell is Devin Blaze doing?
What is he? What is
It's a megaphone. Blaze is fighting off. Blaze is helping Graca. Blaze is helping. What the hell was that?
Was that powder?
I don't know what the hell it was, but Blaze just could have cost Mike Graca the championship.
Graca can't see.
Hey, wait, what the hell?
That's what was in that bag, Rob.
It's some sort of some sort of tray that Dozer handed to Mike Graca.
Graca's not seeing much of anything right now.
Graca cannot see. You can see the plume of whatever the hell it was that flew in the face of Mike Graca. Oh my God! The ugly truth right through that tray. Cover 1, 2, and Dozer wins. Devin Blaze cost Mike Graca the RWA Triple Crown Championship. I don't know why.
I might have to correct one thing you just announced, Rob. Christopher Dozer did not win this match. He survived this match. No one's a winner inside that ring right now.
Billington in fear, cradling over the champion, Chris Dozer. Mike Graca had Chris Dozer beat, was trying to escape the cage. And Devin Blaze, for whatever reason, who we thought was down to help Mike Graca, cost him that championship.
I mean, Rob, he's not on the roster anymore. What is he doing here?
We will have answers, or we will try to get answers at RWA Hype, but Christopher Dozer is still the reigning RWA Triple Crown champion at the end of RWA Legacy 8. And we have many more questions than we do answers. And we will find out, or at least try to get answers, at RWA Hype in September. I'll give it to you to close, to close out with your final thoughts before we go home.
I mean, Christopher Dozer literally, trying to maneuver on the cage. He's not walking. Rob, we saw two new champions tonight. Cipriano and Bruzi was able to get the Hype title. The Influence, who finally got the tag team titles. The only one who was able to hold on to their title then was Christopher Dozer, and that was the one that the company needed to change hands. He still has the power here in the RWA. And my thing is, who's left? Pyro's gone. Gross is done.
Wait a minute. What the hell is that?
Is it Jack Connor?
Devin Blaze has something in his hands. He's got something to do with fire in the hands of Mike Graca.
What the
hell is that? Oh my God!
He just lit Mike Graca on fire!
Blaze is going after Mike Graca!
Get away from him!
Mike Graca has lost his championship opportunity. Now he was just set on fire. Somebody's got to get Blaze the hell out of the building.
Oh my God. And now you see Jack Connor getting into the ring. Unfortunately, Jack Connor is next.
Everybody is storming the ring trying to check on Mike Graca. His face literally lit on fire. They're trying to get water or whatever they can to put him out.
You see Lucy's trying to get into the ring.
Here comes Vincenzo Bruzi.
Dynasty's coming in.
As Tony Clash. Dozer looking at the carnage laid in the ring, and it's not all his.
Oh my God. You gotta feel bad for Lucy. There's nothing she can do. She's literally outside the cage right now watching Graca. Oh my God. What have we seen tonight?
I do not know what we have witnessed. I cannot put words to what we have witnessed here at the Thayer Arena.
Rob, let me paint this picture for you. The RWA roster is in the ring in disarray, and Christopher Dozer is holding up the Triple Crown title. If that doesn't tell you everything that's happening right now with this company, I don't know what else does. It's his reality. He's destroying the company.
Christopher Dozer's reality continues. The RWA is in serious jeopardy for all of us here at the Thayer Arena for Legacy 8. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.